I was going to ask Pete, are there caddy signups as well? Can you sign up to be a caddy? Oh, I was going to make a joke, say, can you sign up to be a caddy? Because I can't golf to save my life, but I'd be happy to carry golf clubs. Awesome. Okay. I'll sign up for that.
Is this better for you guys? Can you hear me?
Thank you so much, Diamante. Round of applause for Diamante and everything with membership. Cassie for being here and our new member, Madison. 1 second while we change out mics. They can't hear us on Zoom. There we go. Let's give that a try. All right, moving on. Now we have a fundraising update by our very own Charles. Charles, come on up, brother.
Thank you, sir. All right. So still going on with the America 250 Oak Tree campaign. Oh. All right. We have a new goal of $100,000 because we have exceeded our previous goal of $75,000. Mostly because of John, but yeah, we have a new goal, and so this campaign is running through the end of July, so you still have time. You can revisit some old companies that you've gone to before if they didn't have it in their budget last year. I imagine they're on a new budget this year. I would also challenge each and every one of you on all the teams to just, come up with one solid company and go call on them and see if you can get some donations, rather than just being overwhelmed by a giant list of infinite amount of companies in Raleigh. Pick one, research it, see if there's somebody there and see if we can hit this $100,000 campaign by the end of July. Up here we have the upcoming events. We've got the Governor's Mansion coming up on the what we have a date on that yet, John? 27th. Okay. Oh yeah, I got it split off there. So yeah, April 27th. We need 10 volunteers for that. And we've also got, if you look on the next slide, we've got an event coming up on the 18th. And I created a QR code there that you can go to. You can click and you can register for that event as well. So we got a lot going on in April, and still trying to hit that $100,000 mark. So that's it.
Thank you, Charles. Appreciate that, sir. Yeah, a big thank you to everybody that is on the fundraising committee, as well as the captains of pushing forward this, as well as very excited to have our meeting at the Governor's Mansion to do our tree dedication ceremony there. It's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be a great time. So thanks for everything. Bob Saunders, we've got up for an exciting new event that is, I guess, what do you call it? Are you the commish? That's awesome.
So I had so much fun with fantasy football. Thanks, Tom Holder. But he asked me to consider being a fantasy baseball player. Did not realize I had been doing this for 40 years. Love fantasy baseball. Want to encourage all of my members to join a fantasy baseball league based on our Rotary Club. Head to head. I sent out an email to all of the fantasy footballers looking for responses there, but we have plenty of room for everyone. If you're interested in fantasy baseball, I would love to have you join us. It's going to be the same kind of system, ESPN. Tom Holder is going to help me be assistant commissioner. There'll be more to come on this. Send me an email, send Lynn an email. We'll get it set up. We're tentatively looking at Monday, March 23rd, right before baseball season starts. For a Carolina fan, baseball can't come any sooner. So, play ball. You'll hear more about this later. Sign up. We'd love to have you.
Thank you so much, Bob. All right. We're going to go over our birthdays and anniversaries. We don't currently have any anniversaries, but we have Lynn Manis, birthday on the 9th, which is today. Happy birthday, Lynn. Now, Pete, we sang to Pete last week. Are we going to do it for Lynn today? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lynn. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Lynn. If we make that a tradition, if your birthday's on the meeting day, we're going to start seeing people not show up on their birthdays. Terry Reeves is on the 12th. Happy birthday to Terry. Cleisha McLean is on the 13th. Dan Liparelli is on the 13th as well. And I said no anniversary. So happy birthday to everyone. So glad you guys were here. All right, and then upcoming meetings, some things to be looking out for. This coming up Wednesday, for anyone who has a red badge that's not on our board, we have an upcoming board meeting that will be at the North State Bank branch, my office, off of Blue Ridge Road. It's one of your requirements on your new member checklist. If you have not been to a board meeting before, we would love to invite you to be to the board meeting. And if you just have nothing to do and you want to show up at the board meeting, feel free to come to that. So that's at 12 o'clock on the 11th. On the 16th, this coming up Monday, we have Brandy Thompson with Clearscape Architecture. Her and her partner Fred are actually going to be talking about some of their projects, as well as how architecture in our community brings communities together. And they're going to be talking about some of their projects, as I've told you about, like the shimmer wall at the convention center, the train station downtown. Those are just some of the small projects, but they really have their fingerprint on a lot of things in the Triangle. Very excited to hear about that. On the 23rd, we have Summer Wisher with Wake Smiles coming to do her annual report to the club, and with our partnership with Wake Smiles. And on the 28th, I think that's up there. It's not, but we'll just talk about it real quick. There's the annual Rotary Day at the Boys and Girls Home of Lake Waccamaw. I do remember they came and did a presentation talking about that. That is on the 28th from 10 to 2. If you have interest in going to that, please let us know. We can get you details on that. But that's coming up on the 28th. And then on the 30th, we have Aaron Campbell with UNC Lewy Body Dementia Research. So those are our upcoming meetings. Please make sure to mark your calendars. We'll look forward to having you come into those. And now, I think we have a new deck of cards. And hopefully somebody doesn't pull the card on the first try. But going to turn it over to Tommy for the raffle.
Yeah, we do have a new deck of cards. And since last time somebody won so quickly, I just figured I'd keep that ace out for a few weeks. Put it in later. No, just joking, just joking. We've got $52 for today's winner, and today's grand prize pot, since it was drawn last week by Mr. Mike Brennan, this week is $100 plus today's take. Today's take is $152. So today's pot is, I was about to say, not all of you at once, 152. Thank you, John. All right, very good. And we will have an impartial person draw this week. If you could draw for us, please. Get us a winner there. All right, let's see. Today's winner is 144255. Miss Mary Moss. All right. Yeah, thank you. All right, Mary. You got an opportunity here. If you draw a joker, it's $100. If you draw an ace of clubs, it's $152, as John told us. You can draw any card here. You pick out anything you want.
A jack of clubs.
So,
Right.
So no big pot winner. Mary's the winner of $52 this week, and
right back.
take it home. Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Mary. Yeah. Put it with Linda. Yeah, that's great.
Now I hope Mary wins every week.
Yeah, I hope Mary wins every week as well. That's very kind of you, Mary. Well, wonderful. The pot starts to grow from here. That's great. Awesome. All right, Charlie, we do have some happy dogs. I feel like I have been a very good Duke fan by holding up my excitement for what happened this past weekend. But there's a lot of things to be excited about. So, Charlie, you want to do some happy dollars?
President Harrison.
Yes,
Yes, sir. Anybody got happy dollars? I think Bob Saunders back here does. Here we go. Hello, Bob.
Oh, this is what I call it, tears for a buck. Some context. Tim Gettle mentioned we've been friends for 40 years. Throughout that year up here, he went to Duke and I went to Carolina. Our friendship is maintained all these years. We have a bet. Every time Duke plays Carolina in basketball, the loser has got to call the winner to congratulate him on winning the game. I made the mistake of inviting Tim to here before I learned about Caleb Wilson's injury. My hope was that he would get up and say nice things. It's not going to happen. He was gracious enough to call me a couple weeks ago when Carolina beat Duke. But you may have heard that Duke won a revenge game over the weekend. So Tim, in honor of our tradition, I want to congratulate you on a fine game. And for at least one more game, Duke is my daddy. I will say, though, that Carolina's still 1-0 and facing Duke retiring coaches in an NCAA tournament. But that's all I'll say about that. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Bob. Here's another one. Bill.
So returning Rotarian, I think you ought to have something here that says, what does Rotary mean to me? When I was a member, there used to be two icons, Robert McMillan and Bill Simpson. I came in here and I used to sit next to Bill Simpson all the time. I never really ventured out to sit with anybody else. And one day I went up to him and his name was William H. Simpson and I'm William H. Sigmund. And after sitting next to Bill for a long time, I looked at him and I said, would you do me a favor and be my second dad? And he said, yes. And I have never, ever, ever forgotten him. And he's been gone for, I don't know how many years, but here's to Bill Simpson and all the past Rotarians.
Good job. Good job. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Bill. Here's one, Peter. Yes, sir, Peter.
I need to put an IOU in because Tommy didn't rig the raffle for me. There's two things. Number one, Arsenal is still at the top of the league. So it looks like we're going to win something for the first time in decades. So this is rather wonderful news. So completely neutral. None of you can get upset at that. And the second thing is I'm shaving my head in 2 weeks for charity. So this beautiful, wonderful hair I've got is going to be bald. And if you'd like to donate, I've got a barcode here that you can zap. And I appreciate that I'm going to get thrown out of the club soon after this announcement because it's not going to Rotary. So thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you, Peter. It's not that bad. All right. Thank you. Oh, Tommy Keller.
My wife and I are celebrating because our daughter, I don't know if she will get into multiple colleges, but she got into one college at least. So she is definitely leaving home. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Tommy. All right. Thank you, President Harrison.
Yes.
Happy.
And I have $10. I would be a bad Duke fan for the game this weekend and for an upcoming ACC championship. There we go. There we go. All right. And Peter, if you want to, we could schedule something to where we could do the shaving here at the meeting. I mean,
I'm one native, so I was up to $500. I'm now at $1,600, which meant I couldn't get out of it. And then number two, I found that there's 50.
oh,
The plan is to raise $50,000 supporting just children with cancer.
Yeah.
So it's very, very worthy cause.
Hmm.
Even if I can cry, I'm sure.
well, glad you're doing that, brother. All right, moving on to our featured presentation. Very excited to have Mary Eizabeth here today to speak about the Make-A-Wish of Eastern North Carolina and all the work they do and for so many families. But I'm going to turn it over to Charles to do a formal introduction of Mary Eizabeth. Charles. Thank you.
All right. So I have the pleasure of introducing our next guest speaker. She's a native of North Carolina. Mary Eizabeth grew up in Forest City, a little town right between Asheville and Charlotte. She's a graduate of the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. After graduation, she held different positions in tech, but felt a calling to come work for Make-A-Wish. I'll let her talk more about that and what drew her to Make-A-Wish, but she started as a volunteer and soon began working full-time at the organization as a fundraiser. Due to her tenacity and work ethic, she quickly worked her way up in the organization. And when I met her in December of 2024, she was Vice President of Development. During her time in that position, the chapter achieved its 2 most successful consecutive fiscal years to date. She's initiated record-breaking fundraising milestones, including a 15% annual operating budget increase, and positioned the chapter for sustainable long-term impact. This has allowed the organization to grant a record-breaking 212 wishes in 2024 and 229 wishes in 2025. Hey, John, maybe we should get her to help us with that tree campaign. In July of 2025, the CEO position became available, and the organization knew they had the perfect person for the job. It is a great honor to introduce you today, the CEO of the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Eastern North Carolina, Mary Eizabeth Bennett.
Hey, hello. I'm Mary Eizabeth, and I'm a Tar Heel, but I do have some great stories to share about Duke, too. I'm probably the only Tar Heel. I love this rivalry, and NC State as well, but I love the rivalry because I'm a strange Tar Heel in the fact that I like Duke, and I'll tell you a little bit more about it, and it's because they're so good to our Wish kids. So as Charles said, I stepped into the CEO role in June, actually, of 2025 this year, but my journey with Make-A-Wish began long before now. So my cousin was a Wish kid when he was in middle school, and I was in high school. And I had heard of Make-A-Wish, like most people. A lot of people recognize the name. We're really lucky to work for a company that's so trusted and well respected. But what people don't know is that we're 100% local. So Make-A-Wish is a federated model, and there's 57 different chapters throughout the nation. So we are Make-A-Wish Eastern North Carolina. We serve the 49 counties here from Chapel Hill to the coast. And all of our money has to come from Eastern North Carolina. And then all of the children we serve are local children in Eastern North Carolina. And I just have to say, before I get started, I was so impressed that you guys now have a goal of $100,000. I need to recruit some fundraisers. So congratulations, and thank you for all the good that you do in our community. So our mission statement is together we create life-changing wishes for children with critical illnesses. However, I always like to tell people our mission statement, yes, it is what you see on the screen, but it's simple. We truly exist to create joy. A lot of times people ask me if I'm depressed every day, and the answer is no. We get to show up and we get to do this, and we are that spark of hope, and we get to create joy that I'm going to tell you all about in a variety of ways. So we were founded in 1986. This is a big year for us here at Make-A-Wish Eastern North Carolina. We are celebrating our 40th anniversary. We have many different campaigns going on. We've granted over 4,800 local wishes since our inception. And next month in April is a very big month for our chapter. We are granting our 5,000th local wish, and we're super honored to be able to do so. You see sweet Indy on the right here. She's one of our local wish kids, and I'm not going to tell you about her story quite yet because there is a fun little opportunity at the end for that. Our very first wish I like to share was Benny's wish, and he wished to meet his favorite wrestlers, and we got to make that happen here locally, and we've had several wrestling wishes since then. So like I said, a little bit about us. We grant 100% local. We're our own 501c3. A lot of people are excited to hear that and don't realize it. I would say us being local is our #1 misconception, but our second misconception is that all of our kids are terminal. And that is so far from the truth. So my cousin, for example, he wished to go to Hawaii, and he was battling osteosarcoma, ended up relapsing 4 different times. But I'm so thankful today to share that he is doing well. He has a job, and just has a few after effects from battling osteosarcoma. But this is the message that we want to share. A lot of our kids go on to live these long, healthy, happy lives. And we don't want people to hear our name and automatically associate it with a terminal illness. As of today, so that slide, I know it's kind of cut off. It says there are 281 local kids waiting. And we made this presentation last week. I pulled some numbers this morning, and this is kind of a sad statement to share, but we actually, as of today, have 295 local kids waiting. So I'm excited to share how a kid qualifies for a wish and some ways that you can get involved as well. The average cost of a wish is $10,000. I'm going to go over some different wish types, different categories, but this is the average cost of a wish today. Here are a few statistics. Again, we exist to create that joy. The answer to me being depressed all the time is 100% no. We get to create this joy. However, I feel like the doctors and nurses are the ones that get to that they have to deal with the really hard, sad stuff, and we get to bring this spark of hope. But one of my favorite stats is that one in red, that 98% of medical providers say that the WISH experience helps relieve families from the traumatic stress related to their child's critical illness. And, it just gives them something to look forward to. And that's what originally got me involved as well. My cousin knew he was going to go to Hawaii, but, that didn't happen overnight. We really pride ourselves of not only granting the child's one true wish, but then also making sure they travel, if that's their wish, at a good time. So he was going through so much treatment, he had to wait a little while, and we are always accommodating to those families. But as you can see from the different statistics, just having something to look forward to helps get our kids through treatment. So this is a little bit about the WISH journey. So one of the most popular questions we get is, how does a kid qualify? So here at Make-A-Wish Eastern North Carolina, you have to live in one of our 49 counties. You have to be between the ages of 2.5 and 18, and you have to qualify with a critical illness that can be life-threatening. Not always life-threatening, but that can be life-threatening. So the process starts at referral. We're really lucky in Eastern North Carolina to work with such top-tier referral partners at Duke and UNC. They go through a two-step medical qualification process. So actually a parent can refer, the child can refer themselves if they're of age, between the 2.5 and 18 age range. But then it goes to our referral partners and they have to check those qualification steps. From there, we are assigning WISH grantors. And so WISH grantors are volunteers. And that is the most intimate way to be involved with our chapter. I started as a volunteer, actually. I kind of had that gut feeling when I was in high school and watched my cousin have his wish granted. Again, I had heard of the organization, but until I watched my family go through it, I didn't understand the true impact. And I remember a thought vividly. It was my junior year of high school. Wow, that would be so cool to work for this organization one day. Ended up doing my entire senior project, went to UNC, and then I started out in tech sales up in Boston. And something that was missing right from the start, and I only stayed for 6 months, was just that fulfillment. And my cousin's journey and the stories that I've heard just taught me that life's too short not to do what makes you happy. So that's ultimately why I moved back here and became a volunteer wish grantor. It set my mind to working on staff, this is one of my favorite stories to share. So I actually applied in 2018 to be a Spanish-speaking WISH manager. I'm going to tell you what our WISH managers do next. I do not speak Spanish, and they did not hire me, and they should not have hired me. And I'm so thankful. Our bilingual WISH manager they did hire is still on staff today, and she is amazing. But they did take a shot on me to be the volunteer manager. So my very first job here was that second step, which is where we onboard and assign volunteers, and I got to run our volunteer department. We have 132 volunteers today, but that truly is the most intimate experience of the WISH journey. That's when you get to go meet with the family, and any of you can do it, discover their wish. We ask probing questions because we really want to get to that heartfelt wish. We want our kids to really get creative, and we want to do everything in our power to make it possible and have that magical touch. From there, the wish goes to our wish manager. So like I was saying, the bilingual wish manager, and they plan the wish from start to finish, all the bells and whistles. And again, we want that magic feeling. We don't want a kid just to go to Disney World. We want to do the extra layers on top. Again, Disney is our most popular wish, which is amazing, but we give them genie passes so they can go to the front of the lines, things like that. And then the wish is granted, which is another step of the process where volunteers get to come into play. So then they get to go back to the family and say, hey, you're going to Disney World. Hey, you're going to Hawaii. Hey, you're meeting Michael Jordan. And then from there, like I mentioned earlier, we have an alumni program. So we want everyone to stay connected. I love being here today at this meeting because you guys keep talking about community and doing good. And I think the world needs a lot of that right now. And we want our families to know that they're never alone. Like you're not done with our organization. Once your wish is granted, you're forever part of our wish family. Okay, so into some fun, exciting wish stories now. So this is a little bit of internal knowledge. So again, we pride ourselves on the child really telling us their one true heartfelt wish. However, they generally fall into these different categories. So I wish to go. I was going to ask if anyone wanted to guess what the most popular wish was, but I ruined that already and said it was Disney World. About 70% of our wishes are Disney, but again, they're all different. So you could have a kid who really loves princesses, or a kid who loves Star Wars, and we'll customize it to those experiences. I wish to be, so I wish to be like a mermaid. I wish to be a police officer. I wish to have, those would be like, I wish to have a shopping spree. I wish to have a puppy. And then I wish to meet, that is our second most popular category. So those are our celebrity wishes, our sports teams wishes, and then I wish to give, which is super interesting and really special. And we have stories of each coming up next. I hope it's not going to show so blurry for you, but what I'm looking at is very blurry coming up here next. You know what, is it delayed? Oh, okay. I promise it does not look like this in the presentation, but this is a local example of Wish Kid Cheyenne who did wish to be a mermaid, and that's actually our bilingual wish manager right beside her who dressed up as a mermaid with her. We always encourage our staff members to get involved, to go to these wishes so that they can share their own stories. And then, let's see, sorry, it's blurry. Well, maybe you guys can send out the presentation afterwards so people can see. This is a really cool wish. So this is Jaden, and he wished to make his own custom eye patch. So he was a part of different treatments, and he could not find an eye patch that would keep his eye closed. And so UNC and NC State came together, and their engineering programs helped him build his own custom eye patch, which is really special and cool. And then our next slide, sorry, it's a little delayed, but the next slide is I wish to go, and it is a Disney wish, but there's a picture, and the picture you'll see next is really powerful, not only because of the wish, but because this family had 3 different wish kids. So I think it just, is it coming? You know? Oh, okay. Well, I'll tell you about it before it pops up. So I met Wish Kid Flynn, who is in this picture, and I had no idea he had 2 other wish siblings. They all 3, unfortunately, have a terminal illness, and all 3 got to have their wish granted. So this next picture is a picture of that family, and they are really sweet. And all 3 siblings got to go on each trip. I think it looks like it's loading. Oh. Well, I'll go ahead and share about the next wish category too. It's a celebrity wish. I wish to meet Steve Harvey, and it's a super cute picture. If you guys can't see them up here, hopefully we can send them out later. And then our last example is I wish to give. So Wish Kid Indy, who you saw on that first slide, she is 17, battling a brain tumor. And our whole staff was really touched by what she wished for. And she wished to give toys to all of the kids at the UNC pediatric cancer floor where she was served. So we set up a whole toy shop for her. It was called Indigo's Toy Shop. She got to customize the design, and she handed out toys to all the kids. And so just super heartfelt. You never know what these children will wish for. And really powerful to see kids wish to give back for their one true wish. So oftentimes I get asked, how can I get involved? There are so many different ways to get involved with our chapter. Again, we love our volunteers. Please ask us how you can become a wish granter and meet our families to really have that intimate experience. I also have our Director of Corporate Partnerships here with us, Olivia. We're always looking for local partners. Our chapter used to be heavy in events, and oh, great, it's back. Awesome. No worries. Our chapter used to be heavy in events. Now we only have 2 events. We have our Wishmakers Gala, quick plug. It's coming up next Thursday on March 19th. And then we also have a Raleigh Gala on October 15th here at Union Station, so really close to here. Otherwise, what we want to do is show people their impact. So we're really big on philanthropic giving versus transactional giving, which is why we only have these 2 events. We want to meet with you, find out what you're passionate about, and then connect you. So with those 295 kids waiting, we want to share their stories. And I'm going to make up this number. Let's say as of today, we had 25 of those kids were waiting in Wake County. There's way more than that. But give you a name, an age, their bio, what they're battling, so that it really paints that picture. And then we want you to meet our families. A lot of our different corporations have recently hosted airport send-offs. So if you sponsor a wish at that $10,000 level or higher, you can meet the family, hang up signs at the airport and like celebrate for them. A lot of our wishes, or a lot of our kids know about their wishes happening, but some of our parents decide to keep it a surprise. So just imagine showing up to the airport and seeing that face. Another way we get corporations involved is to, again, give that Wish Kid profile, and then we'll come to your office and you can make Wish Kid folders, volunteer in a variety of different packets, and then the families will come with us there to really show you your impact. We also are always looking for in-kind partners. We're doing an airline miles. So we just kicked off this partnership with Breeze Airways. They are thankfully donating 300 seats this year, which is super helpful for us. A lot of our kids, like I said, wish to travel. And out of that 295 this year, something Charles said is that we granted 212 wishes 2 years ago, 230 last year. Our goal for this year is 210, which you're probably like, why are you going backwards? You just had your biggest year. And there's a method to the madness. And I wish we could go up, but why we're going back is because of the travel wishes, which is why this partnership with Breeze Airways is so powerful. We've had a lot of kids waiting for like 3 to 6 years. That is unacceptable. Our kids should only be waiting from 6 to 12 months. The past 2 years, we've been climbing out of that challenge of having the kids wait for so long, and that's one because of COVID. During COVID, all of our travel wishes had to shut down, so we created this backlog. Our team is a lot of chapters did this differently. Our chapter decided we didn't ask any child to change their wish. They could change their wish if they wanted to, or they had the option to wait, and a lot of them decided to wait. So we were kind of clearing out that backlog, and this is our last year of clearing it. So that's why we're granting 210 wishes this year. But again, that comes with a heavy price tag with these travel wishes, and we take the entire family in the household. Let's see. So thank you for your time today. I'm always happy to share more about Make-A-Wish, our mission, how we're local, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. Yeah. Oh, I just had to show. So that's Sweet Kid. That's Wish Kid Indy. I know it was a little blurry, and then this is the Steve Harvey wish I was talking about. So cute. So Wish Kid Isaiah. And this is Wish Kid Flynn. So those are all 3 siblings who had their different wishes granted. One was Disney World, one was Disneyland in California, and then 2 were Disney World. Weren't they? 2 were Disney World. That's sweet Sylvia. She wished to be a princess too. And then Jaden, I think you guys saw him. Yeah, and Cheyenne right there in the middle.
Any questions for you?
Oh, that's a good one. Okay, so Japan wishes have recently blown up. I think it's because, what is that show? It's the kids love these days. It's a very popular kids show. K-pop, yes. So we used to not have Japan wishes, but we have 3 Japan wishes right now sitting in our pipeline. So that's quite expensive.
Are there specific limitations on what a kid can ask for?
Great question. So generally they fall into those 5 wish categories. There's a lot of different wishes in those, but we do have national regulations. So for example, like we can't give someone a car. We could do cosmetic work to a car. We can't buy someone a house. You can do home renovations. So there are a few guidelines, but for the most part, we try to make it happen. Yeah. You want to yell? Yeah. Yeah.
They still get the wish.
Yeah, so you just have to qualify from the beginning. We actually hope that our kids go into remission, and a lot of times they end up, if it is a travel wish, they'll travel during remission so that they feel well.
You're too old, Paul.
I'm glad you said that though. Again, you have to be between the ages of 2.5 and 18. But if a kid is referred at 18 and qualifies, we can grant that wish up until they're 21. Yeah.
If you have a celebrity, like, yeah, are they paid?
Okay, so the question was if someone wishes to meet a celebrity, since that's a big popular type for us, if the celebrities are paid. A lot of times, I can't speak for every celebrity, but a lot of times they will do it out of the goodness of their heart. But then the money comes into play where we fly the families out to see them and we make it a full experience. So yeah, you could meet Michael Jordan, but you would, go and have this whole weekend experience and things like that.
So with the 295 that you got,
Mhm.
how do you guys approach? Maybe, I guess, what goes into figuring out what wishes you're going to grant, in what order? Is it severity of illness?
Yeah, good question.
Things like that.
Yeah, I love that question. We actually talked about this today at our staff meeting. So this is another internal term, but we do have something called our rush wish. And that is really sadly when the doctor tells us we have to grant it a month or less. So usually those are terminal and that would be the only reason those wishes get moved to the front. Otherwise, it's how you're referred. I would love for us to go out of business. That's what we always say. I mean, the end goal would be for us to go out of business, but sadly, that's not the world we live in. Thank you. I'm always happy to answer any other questions too.
Yes. Thank you so much for all the great work that your organization does. And before you sit down, we do have our esteemed Rotary Club of Raleigh mug, as well as our America 250 campaign shirt. Thank you so much for presenting today. Yes, of course. Thank you. Wonderful. That's awesome. Yes, please meet with Mary Elizabeth if you want to get more involved with what they do at Make-A-Wish Foundation. I've got a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old, 2 and a 5-year-old. Oh my gosh, they grow so fast. Man, what I would not do for them. So with that, we are going to move into all standing to do our 4-way test. So Rotarians, of the things we think, say, and do, first, is it the truth? Second, the fair. Third, and fourth. With that, we are dismissed.